Okay guys, so I've got my panel in the vise. As you can see, it's pretty rusted out up this end, so what I'm going to actually do is recreate this lip all the way across, whoop, a bit close, all the way across to there to start with, and the panel, its repair panel, is going to come down roughly around this corner, and we'll cut it off there. Yes, there is a little bit of rust there, but we'll sort that out later. So we'll make the repair panel that will go from there to there, and then we'll test fit the repair panel. I'm just going to drill a couple of holes in and staple it to start with, and then we'll cut this off and actually weld a new whole piece in there, across all the way. So that's what the next video, the next segment will be about. Alright, so I've got this old piece of metal. Where are we going to put it? It actually has an edge. It's not quite straight. We'll straighten that up, but it's got a nice folded edge on it that we can use. This is an old barbecue lid that I found at the dump a long time ago. As you can see, I've used it before, cut bits out of it. It's a shame this edge isn't long enough. This edge is a C-channel, but we can fix that up. And we'll use this piece along here, we'll cut it out, and to repair this guy over here, straighten it up, etc. So the good thing about these guys is they're already coated on the outside, which is fine. Of course, we'll put some more undercoat on it and paint it. But yeah, so I'll cut it along there, and we'll get stuck into fixing up this bit here. Get our trusty normal, this thing cuts out. I might do this off camera because the switch is a bit dodgy on this and I do have to get it repaired. Alright, so I've got my piece, a nice straight, it's not straight at all, bent up piece that I'll straighten out and make a repair patch for this guy. A little bit big, but that's okay. Better to be too big. We can always cut some off. We can't replace it that easily. So that's what we're going to use to repair this piece here. Okay, so tempting, but my profile wasn't quite right on this corner just yet. So I've cut that down a little bit further, and I'm going to bend those over to match that profile on that corner. So these will be bent over, and we'll get that corner sorted first before we put it back and do another test fit on the car. So we'll just bend those around, make sure that fits. You can see how it pops that up a bit. Not quite there yet. Our profile's going to actually fit along there. I think it will. It's pretty much a straight line. And the edges around the corner there. That's not too bad. So all we've got to do now is match up everything else and hopefully get our corner repaired. Okay guys, so I've done a test fit. Everything fits okay. I've ground down where I'm going to weld. Now you're going to say, yeah, you're just going to weld straight over the top of it. Well, no, I'm not. I'm going to cut that out, but I'm going to try a different method that I've seen on the internet, and that is actually cutting that off as I weld along. So I'll cut the rust out and pop it down into where the blade, which isn't very thick, about a 1mm blade, and spot weld it in places. Now I've cut a little notch out of this corner, so I know exactly where it goes to when I weld it, so it's not going to slip down any there. I've also ground all the lip off along the top. That 1mm lip that, or 1.2, I don't know how thick this stuff is, but ground it off all along the top, So this should fit nice and neatly. I've left a bit of paint here just for the minute, and I'll get rid of that in a minute because that's where my line was that I lined things up with, but I don't need that now. So we can have a look now down here. Focus up, dude. Cool. Right, we can see that that's way better fit up the top there. You can see how it slopes down and goes across. So we'll grind out that little bit of rust on the car, and we'll do a test fit again. Eye protection, it's not very clean, but it'll have to do. Good shop rag, an old shirt. It does help if it's plugged in. Okay, so we've just put a couple of tacks in. As you can see there, burnt a hole through it already. I didn't have a heat sink on the back of it, and a little one there. So I'll do another test and we'll see if it fits. Okay guys, never said I was a very good welder, or my poor old welder actually burns through most of this all the time. I did have a heat sink underneath it, so it kept reasonably flat, but a bit of tinkering later, this edge here wasn't quite up high enough on this corner, so I had to actually redo the whole edge. Not quite there yet, but that's it so far. Still have to fix up this corner here and weld down there. Then we'll tackle this little bit of rust in that corner there, put a patch underneath that, I think, and go from there. So that's what it looks like first patch on Maisie, and yeah, so we'll tackle some more next time. Okay guys, so a bit windy out here this morning as well. Welded the patch in. It's not the best. I'll tap it here and there to get it a little bit flatter. It turned out okay, and I'll use